Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I'm only back up here because I got a request here on yesterday. Would I do a series about the price action on the plane chart? And so I said, could I just do that, for about an hour? Because I can't do a series. I'm gonna be honest, you guys, I can't. And I'm gonna talk to you about that and as to why. But it was, of course, welcome, and so I'm gonna do it for that reason alone. So I'm only here for that. This is the conclusion of the channel, so it's all about the library moving forward. So I want January to be absolutely the last upload, really. And this, to me, I'm gonna make sure that this is the last one because I'm gonna make sure I put some information in this one for you. That this should make sure that you get what it is that you want done with the chart. Now, because this young man, and again, teenager here, man, this is a teenager expressing his satisfaction in the material. He has raised the bar really high. And again, thank you, parents. You guys have done a wonderful job with this young man. And Dimitri, thank you so much. You're a remarkable fellow yourself that have suggested them come over. But because he's raised the bar so high, man, I mean, I really want to talk to you guys about why it is that I have decided to just make this a library. I want to make sure that say to you, time has value. Time has value. And I want you to hear me when I say this. Time has value. All right. And there's three positions that depicts that value. There's three positions in life that depicts that value. Number one is the thing or the person that's responsible. Okay. And the thing is being blamed for anything that goes wrong. So there's blaming that goes on when things don't go the way it should. The second thing is being able to get, credit or being acknowledged, if you will, for what it is that you do. Uh, the acknowledgement is very sparingly here since making the channel. Uh, I may have had only 7 people along the way for the last past 8 months that's willing to hit the like button and leave comments. 7 people. All right. And out of 240 something people at the time, 'cause I know we have gotten about 40 people came on board since the last video. So credit, the acknowledgement. Number one, responsible, something, someone got to be blamed for what went wrong. Then number three, now this is the reason why I said I'm not going to be doing any more uploads. I'm gonna just go ahead and vacate this whole experience is the impacted. Okay, so the transformation. So you have the individual that's impacted by what it is that have transpired. So the number one is the responsibility of being blamed when it don't go right. Number two, getting credit, acknowledgement for when it does go right. Okay. Now, and number three, of course, the impacted, the individuals that, of course, is influenced, transformed by what it is that were taking place. I don't receive as much acknowledgement for what it is that I'm sharing with you guys proportionately to the individuals that's here. I just wanted to see could I get 10 people to hit the like button for the 8 months that I've been here. Just could I see 10 people, just 10 committed people? I only got 7. And thankful for you guys. I really thank you for being the 7 that actually took the time to like the information, that took the time to see the importance of it. Thank you so much for doing that. But because of the lack of acknowledgement, I don't want to be negatively impacted, and be transformed, of course, in a way that's, not advantageous. Because I already had, a channel, I already had my business online. I took it offline because I didn't want to be impacted by the public. That's, I'm not that kind of guy. I distance myself from situations or encounters that's not, beneficial for both parties. It's all about interdependency. I like to work with others so we all can achieve the results that we would need. And we, not just me, we, that's the supreme way of going about it. And so because that's not so prominent here, I got a lot of traders here, but being a professional is just having the etiquette, the politeness. That's all that is, being polite. And it's so daunting to get just adults, because I just showed you there's a teenager in our midst that understands how to say thank you. And I just needed at least three more people that didn't mind saying thank you for taking your time to shoot the video and then, of course, buffer it and present it to me. Now, this is time away from whatever it is that I would be doing. So when I have commitments, and again, I try to make him aware of that too. I was able to get back here before 9:30. But when I have commitments to do things, I stop what I'm doing because I have a goal in life. I want to help some people. You should, and I said it in the last video. God wakes us up every day with the articulation of speech, the activity of our limbs. It would help to care about a stranger, not people you already know that's contributing to your life. That doesn't mean you're a caring, loving person because they're giving you something. So it's selfish to have someone give their best and you not give your best. So you can't really weigh in as to whether or not you're a loving, caring person until you start interacting with people that can't contribute to your life in no capacity, and then try to care about them. So that's why I came online, and bought the company, well, bought my company and understanding back to this space, and going to leave this library here for you guys. I'm going to leave it here. I don't have to keep doing uploads. I would have liked to align myself with people that wanted to see the same things happen. And that's, let's go help some people. That's all. Let's go help some people. And I wanted to see at least 10 people do that with me. Let's go help some people. But the channel is here again. I never bought any subscribers. I'm not doing that. This is priceless information. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to deceive you, build a foundation of deception to try to deceive you into being enticed to be a trader. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying any subscribers, likes, views, anything of the sort, because I really want you to come here and just see the value of the content without any kind of enticement. I'm not going to entice you at all. It makes no sense to do that. Also, here's something else that I gave you for free. I know in this video I presented to you guys, well, it's available for you for free. This no touch, no close indicator. There were people that had purchased it since being online. I don't know of any company that will double back when there's a discount or there's more products offered with the thing that you bought, willing to give you those other items, even though you bought the product, let's say yesterday or a month ago, and then all of a sudden it's a sale, uh, or willing to, of course, give you back your finances for that purchase. So they bought the indicator, and guess what? Now they have the whole suite. Okay, and so now I'm gonna offer it to the public because I never gave my indicators to the public. And you can go back to the video I talked about it. I never presented them to right at the time that I was, of course, concluding making them. I had some other stuff had come up, and I just took my company offline. So the public don't even have my tools. So you're not going to see it on a forum. You're not going to see it on no website because I done took my website down. But I'm going to give you all the other indicators for absolutely free, and all you would be paying for is the no touch indicator. So I'm getting behind trying to help others. I'm all about helping others, and I hope that this is proving it. What I'm going to do today, because I'm going to show you, just as I did yesterday, I showed you with a plain chart that you don't even need my indicator. So I'm not here to profit. It has nothing to do with that. It's petty to me. $100 is petty. You can use just what I'm telling you to get $100 in the market. So in all actuality, I'm giving you the ability to just obtain this for free, because you're not you can use just what I'm gonna tell you today and get $100. So it's never going to come out of your pocket. It wasn't meant for that to be the case when I started this, this channel. So I'm trying to help you. I want you to see that I'm all about free, trying to give you free, trying to give you free. It would probably behoove you to take advantage of it if you want to have a toolbox. You can have that, but I'm again trying to vacate this space solely because I cannot allow it to become a transformational situation where you guys are impacting my character, where I'm spending so much of my time, because time is an allotted portion at your disposal suitable for a purpose. And so the purpose have been achieved. I created a space where people can come and learn for absolutely free, made available so you're not taken advantage of by vendors that's going to sell you one price pattern for $300. There's templates, sound files, and a whole bunch of price action setups that you can obtain. So I'm trying to be what I would have wanted to see when I first got started. I just want you to know that. So I've already done what I wanted to do with my time, and that's create something that's timeless. Something that's timeless. The information that I'm offering here is timeless. Timeless. So we're going to get into these charts. Majority rule. Majority rule. Let's take a look at this. Is the principle that a group which has the most supporters get to decide the rule that all including any opposing minority, will be compelled to abide by. Really important. Really important. All right. Now, let's just look at this real quick. Uh, Here's the diagram. We're going to read this chart plain, and I am going to give you another chart that don't have as much writing on it. So we're going to get to that. Right now, it's just 9:08. So it's just 9:08. All right. So that's right there for you. And you can see that. So it's just 9:08. Let me stay in draw mode. We're going to do this for an hour. All right. So at the time I told him I'll be there at 9:30, but I was able to get here just a bit sooner. What we're doing is trying to get this price pattern. That's all it is. If the mid, that black floater, the thicker line, is above this bar's high, then this could potentially be a hard stop. But by the time that bar closes, you just don't want that mid back inside this bar. Now, if that be the case, and I'll open this up just a bit more, this would be the hard stop, okay? And that would be the no close level. All right. Now, I'm not talking about any trend. We're going to get into that too. I'm just not talking about that. I'm just trying to give you something to begin to read it while the market is moving right now. Can this fail? Absolutely. You see this mid heading towards the low of this bar. If it would have broke that low, it definitely probably would send it down even further. So the price pattern can fail. I know I can't go back and pull it up right now. I just not even gonna do that. But I had one of the followers here, subscribers here, had talked about sometimes the no touch stops him out. The no touch pattern stops him out. And of course, there's filters to what it is that I'm telling you. There's requirements for even this pattern, and the indicator suite actually have one of the no touch setup indicators have the filter in it, and there's some other things that I can tell you about how to know that the pattern that I'm teaching you will fail. And so, the indicator suite again has that version in it. So you can dodge some of the losses even with that. But if you want, just take a look at the chart. Just I encourage you guys go look at the chart, do your homework because I've done mine for many, many years and see which ones you think would have worked and wouldn't work. And then see can you detect the difference. All right. Just see if you can detect it. That's all. All right. So that pattern would have worked. They went up higher. All right. So that's one. All right. Now I want you to keep mind of what it is that I'm telling you about this price action pattern. I want you to keep mind of this while I'm talking to you about the other content. Just be sure to look over here and reference what it is that I'm suggesting about that price pattern. Really important. All right, just make sure you're doing that. If the mid is falling beneath that low, which that's even, that's pretty close. This could be the hard stop. Okay. I don't have no levels, no bar colors. We're not going to do that. We're just going to look at it plain chart. Okay. This can be the hard stop. That'll be no close. They're kind of too close together, if you ask me. And so they'll move down further. Now, if you look back here, there may now this will be that as well. You see how the mid is getting above that. You can, say to yourself, go ahead and jump in it instead of waiting for it to, get like way up here and seeing some box. And we're going to talk about all that. Just go ahead and jump it. There's a stop. We got to see what they'll do up here. We know they're up here. We just talked about the fact that this mid is right at equal to that low. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's right there. So they're up here. This is the no close bar. So you don't want to see a close above this bar. So now they're sandwiched in between two significant places. That's just using the price pattern. So now we're going to see what becomes of it. Now we can look back here. If you want to go hindsight and look back, this is somewhat even. So let's see what they do when they get here. If they manage to get here, this would be the no close level. So let's see what that would be if they manage to get back here this far. Now let's talk about some of this. Keep an eye on this while I talk to you about this information here. As I aforementioned, mentioned before, this is a real-time identification process. There's nothing online, absolutely nothing online, showing you how to read the market in real time. See, here's another one. Reading it in real time while price is moving. All right. And what we're doing is we're building off the principle of majority. So when we look at the chart, here's another one. What we're doing is we're building off the principle of majority. All right. Now you can read this by definition. This is not my opinion. This is exactly how to find successful trades. It's very simple. It's not about it just breaking the high. It's bigger than that. You can get a pattern to break the high, and then all of a sudden it's coming back and it'll stop you out. And as you look through the chart, you may find some of that. All right. So you had a green bar here, it broke its high, but then it triggered that stop. So it's not about just breaking the highs. It's a little bit more to it than that. All right. So now we want to use the principle. Principles are involved in absolutely everything that we do as people. So is the principle, now this is the majority rule, and this is the definition, is the principle that the group that has the most supporters get to decide the rules that all, including any opposing minority, because you only had a majority and minority, any opposing minority will be compelled to abide by. Really important. All right. So just want you to look at this template and definitely get your eyes on how this worked. Now, I want to say this: there is nothing online disclosing how to read this in real time. Nothing. I am the only one that I've seen online that's willing to do it. And if you find somebody online willing to do it, please leave me an email, comment down below, and let me know who they are, because I sure like to see what it is that they are suggesting. All right, because we're going with just the rule of how it works. It's simple. It's not complicated. We're gonna just use the rule. It's simple. Now, any regurgitated, okay, a regurgitation of complexity declared to be a simplified version is not reading it in real time. So everybody that's online doing all that old ICT stuff, let me give you the simplified version of his stuff. That's not reading it in real time. That's not reading it in real time. And again, I have no problem with that particular individual. I just know what's online. I want to talk to you about what's online so you can experience a difference in your trading. All right, because you're going to get a lot of this if you pull up, because I know what's on there. If you pull up the YouTube, you're going to see a lot of this regurgitation of complexity. All right, so what he's telling you is very complex. Too many specifications, and in my opinion, I saw just a couple of his videos, not the long ones. I can't sit there and watch nobody talk for a long time. I can't. It's too complex, too many specifications, and I can honestly tell you, I haven't seen him read it in real time, where hey, this is going to happen. Here's where the stop need to be. It should keep doing it over and over and over again, and you don't need any daily bias. You don't need no another chart. You don't have to go to some higher time frame. You don't even really have to look left. We talked about this going this way. We talked about possibly it moving down further. You don't need all of that stuff. All right. You just don't. All right. Now, I just want to make sure that it's simple, that it's right in front of you. Again, no bad light on the individual. That's the way he teaches. This is the way I teach. And I teach simplicity. I teach principles. Really important that we get away from our opinions and absolutely look at the chart for what's available. What is it doing that it has always done, whether you're trading or someone else is trading, whether I look at your chart, and because when you think about it, and this is just something I want you to consider, if you want to succeed at trading, I don't care the variations to the approaches that we may take and how we go to interpret it. It would never change the overall function or the mechanics that's happening behind whatever it is that we're perceiving. So what you're perceiving is based on what it is that you have, learned or have put on your chart to give you the information. It would never change the fact that majority rule is what's running this. Majority rule is what's controlling the movement. And so you can add your volume, you can add your oscillator, you can add your trend lines, you can do whatever you want to this chart. It doesn't matter. You can, whatever your approach is to trading, you can do exactly that. But I have it will never change, and it doesn't really contribute. It doesn't contribute to what this is. All right. It would never change what this is. This is a function. It's like gravity. You cannot, I don't care how much how much weight you put on or take off, you're not going to remove the function of gravity. Gravity is going to work for you whether you're 700 pounds or you're 70 pounds. Gravity is going to work. And that's all I want to tell you about that. So it's really simple. Now let's go to another chart, look at another template. Now, this is something I want you to take a look at as well. This is just a candle. So I gave you a candle. All right. So this is just a candle. So when you see these little black lines, it's just a candle. I gave you a candle. Now, when you look at this chart scale, there may be a ton of prices here. I mean, a ton of them. Right now, we're at 17. And I want to tell you, I did tell you guys that we could end up at 18.5, 19.5. I told you that back in May. And that can be found in the trading like a professional long-term positions. There's a lot of prices on this axis, an absolute infinite amount of numbers. If you keep scrolling, there's a lot of prices here. All right. But I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. So we're going to talk about this chart scale really briefly here. All right. So from 0 to 10, because zero is a number. I know we don't count that way oftentimes. We just start with one and keep going. But when you go to a dealership, buy a car, the first thing they're going to tell you, go from zero to, such and such in 60 seconds. Zero is a number. All right. So the midpoint is the five. Okay. The midpoint is the five. Now we're going to look at another definition here. This is important because this deals with the price pattern threshold. This is the definition for threshold. I didn't show it to you prior to showing you this, but I did show you the majority rule. You're more than welcome to go take a just type in Google threshold, type, and this should pop up. And if not, go to Wikipedia. The magnitude or intensity that must be exceeded for a certain reaction, result, or condition to occur. So now, when you deal with the majority rule, you come to the threshold side of it. Now we're going to talk about this mid being our threshold. We're just going to do that. And it's exceeding. It's beyond this bar's threshold. It's exceeding. So it's getting higher. Okay. That's going to cause a result or a reaction or some kind of condition to occur. And we're just trying to get to the bottom line of that. That's all. So when you're looking at this chart, and I just want to put this in front of you really quickly, I'm not going to talk about it long. When you're above here, yeah, that definitely says that there's a chance that we're going up. All right. So there's a chance that we're going up when you're here. When you're above here, even the more so. All right. Now, equally so, if you're beneath here, there's a chance that we can go down even the more so. All right. So stop looking at all these numbers over here. Now I did give you some static levels. I did. I did. But if you notice, I told you that the target is what? The five. All right. So it doesn't matter all these other numbers to me. I can care less. When I look over here to the right here, I'm gonna be honest. When I look over here to the right, this hard right edge that has nothing in front of it, I don't care nothing about these numbers. All I care about is this. This is all I care about. When I look at the chart, all I'm seeing is 0 to 10. And if we can stay above here, then yeah, let's just keep going in that direction. That's it. It's really simple. So when you try to get a handle on the chart scale and how this works, I want you to know that this is what I'm doing. I'm looking at this whole hard right edge as a candle. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I'm looking at it as a candle. Now let's go to the chart with nothing on it. All right, so now let's get the reading price. Let's do exactly what I said I would do, and let's read it to you at 9:30 real time. So it's 9:20 right now, and let's take a look at it. Now, this is the pattern. You're always looking for this. Remember, you need majority and then threshold. Threshold. Get this threshold. Get this threshold above this bar's high. Please help yourself out. Get majority of the candle. The threshold is at least the majority of the candle, right? Midpoint, I would think. Get it above this candle's high. And that way it's almost one of those things where you cannot be denied that it should go some more. Possibly, should, hopefully. And I I ask that you prove to me that this is not how it works by logic, by not an opinion, not digging in your indicator list, not telling me some regurgitated information from someone other than yourself, having witnessed this information over and over and over again and explain it to me using definitions, logic. I ask that you do that because this is serious. At the end of the day, your livelihood, your future is your value, your time is wrapped up in your ability to interpret what this is doing. And so it cannot be opinionated because all of us have one of those. And I don't agree with my mom and daddy all the time. I haven't found no one, I haven't found anyone that I agree with absolutely everything that they're saying. And of course, there will be, of course, people watching the video that may not agree with me. That's why it's important that we go and get information that's not based upon our opinion, because then that removes us from the obligation of being responsible for what it is that's being told. We then put the responsibility, remember, blame, because if things go wrong, I told you about blame. If things go wrong, we don't want to be to blame for that. So we go and find information that's not biased to our our interpretation, but yet what it is that's actually transpiring. And so that way the credit is not mine. I want to tell you something. So when you hit the like button, if should you want to do that, if you hit the like button, if you say thank you, I want you to know it's not me, it's the chart. You're not looking at the chart and allowing the chart to tell you what should happen next. That's all it is. And I'm doing that, and I'm just making you aware of it. Now, I would like for you to say, "Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to share that with me." That would help because then I know I actually helped you. Because I would like to know I'm helping someone. I really would like to know that, and it's not in the numbers. It's not in the numbers. Numbers do not say that there's of course something of worth there. And you can have a lot of people that's not worth nothing, associated with what you're doing. I mean, something that's effective, that's moving in the direction that it should, have people that actually do contribute, that actually do things to get the objective done. All right. So just having numbers on board don't mean nothing. Not to me anyway. I'd rather have a good 10 people that understand ethics with me than 20,000 people that have no kind of focus to achieve, a result. So it's all here we go. We got it happening again. I hope you're paying attention while I'm talking to you. All right. So here we got it happening again. So really want to find information that's not biased to an opinion. And so that's what I try to present to you, information that has nothing to do with what I think, but yet is what is happening. Again, you can be 700 pounds or just 70 pounds. Gravity will still work for you both. And so when you pull up the chart, I don't care what kind of indicator you want to put on your chart. You can have squiggly lines down here at the bottom, volume. You can have moving averages all over the chart. You can draw all your trend lines you want. I want to make sure that you understand that it's important that we have something that we both can agree upon. And that way, the result, and this is what I was saying about being able to be profitable. The result to be a profitable trader, whether you acknowledge it or not, if you walking away a winner, if you're walking away a winner, it's because of the principle of majority. Now, yes, it pushed a bit more through the high. Now, remember, when you go through the highs, you got to be careful because it'll turn around on you. Okay, it'll do that. That's what it does. Now, of course, from this side of the fence, this mid was kind of right at that low, but this one definitely was outside of it, and so it pushes down even lower. Please pay attention. This has nothing to do with just trend. Even though I will tell you it's good to be directional, you kind of want to stay in the direction of the way that it's going because I've done my research over time, and there's a reason why it's 7 candles. I just haven't made that publicly available and never will. There's a reason why I'm telling you 7 candles make for a trend. It is, and it's logical. It's very logical. If you can figure it out, then take it with you. And I wish you all the best with your trading, but it's logical. Now let's see if they can get a trend down. Let's see if they can do it. We're gonna talk about a trend a little bit here. So let's do our trend. 9:30 is approaching. We're gonna look left just real quick because I know a lot of people want to look left too. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got 6. So we're almost at 7. Now let's do this. Let's do this. Let's broaden our reach with this information. I believe if they keep coming down, they would definitely get past here. They will. This we're going to do the same thing that I told you before. This is a no close level here. And it came in really tight. Really, really tight. I don't like that. That ain't it. So they're going to come, and we're going to do this. They're going to come beneath here if they decide to keep dropping. They'll come beneath here, and they can definitely get beneath here. So this is all we have. This is all we have. Let's just do it this way. This is all we have. Now, if they come beneath here and want to turn back around, let's just grab this pivot right here. All right, before 9:30, this is how we would look at the chart and say, hey, there's a good chance that this can happen. And it's all built on the very thing that I just went over with you, majority. All right, and we're going to talk about what it is that I just did. All right, nothing on the chart, nothing on the chart. So let's just project this forward a bit. Let's just change the date. Let's just change the date. Make it go forward. We'll erase it if it blows through it. We'll erase it. And then we're going to do this one here. If they decide to fall, that's the only problem. If they decide to fall, let's just go here. They shouldn't get all the way down here if they're going to go up. So I'm just doing that just because. That's a just because. All right, that's all that one is. Now Well, we can do this. We can do this. I just don't like this one. I don't like this one. Nah, I don't like this one. I don't like it, but we can do it. We can do it. Now, I'm gonna be fair. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. That's like right there at it. Kind of pivot down and then that run. So let's go with this. All right. So let's go with this. I don't like this one. I don't like this one. But let's go with this. I'm not even gonna project this one forward. We'll just make it green. I don't like this one. Now, I'm not going to tell you all the reasons why I like this or don't like this. I'm not doing that, but we're going to try to just get a basic understanding of the movement. I'm opening candles back up. I am. But what I just did is I took the Fibonacci tool, just the midpoint of the tool, just the midpoint, and I'm treating the runs like candles. So let's just say this is a big candle. Then here come another candle, and the midpoint of this candle got above this high. Well, it's definitely right at it, so it's right there. And then we had another candle. Okay, so this is a candle, and then here come another candle, and then roughly the midpoint of this candle got above this candle's high. All right, and that's all I did. It's just that simple. Now you can do it in whatever fashion you want to do it. You can go with this one if you want and say, "Hey, just don't come past here. This the no close level." You can do that. I'll show you what that looks like. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So you would do that. And so this will become the candle. I'm opening up the chart. It's 929. I'm opening up chart. So this will be that. Okay. So it will be like that. All right. So that's an example. But I'm gonna take this off because I don't want to use that. All right. I don't want to use that. And that's all I did. Just that simple. Now let's take a look at these boxes. Let's take a look at the midpoint. It's 929. The bar timer is floating right here with the candle. So 10 seconds, 9 seconds, then it'll be 9:30. All right. And so we're gonna run this about 10, let's say 10 o'clock, 10:30, somewhere in there. We're running to about 10:30. All right, so the mid fell beneath here. Let's see if it's willing to go down even further. Yes, it's going down even further. We do have that set up right here. I suspect. Now, this is what I think. I think they'll come past here. I do. I absolutely do. I think that they may end up in here, but we'll see. All right, so we'll see. We got 12 seconds. Take a look at what's back here. Yeah, I think they'll come past this. I do. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We never got our seventh candle. We never got it, people. We never got it. So it could go back up. And that's what it did. It went right back up. All right. So remember, this is the no close bar. All right. So this would be the no close bar right here. All right. Now, even though they shot up there near the high, okay, they shot up there near it. Okay. They just didn't break it. This is the no close bar. That would be the hard stop. I told you that they would get past here. I told you that. All right. It's really simple. All right. Now let's go and take a peek. Now keep track of the mid. Keep track of the mid. It's really important that you do that. This mid did not fall beneath this low. Here comes the rotation. It's just that simple. Remember, we're looking for this diagram. Here are the rules. It's really simple. Again, I don't have a lot of rhetoric, a lot of terminology. I don't have all of that stuff for you guys because it's only one principle that's happening inside of this chart. There's, of course, variables, but there's just one. Okay, now we're getting the mid beneath here. But keep in mind, let's do our candles. Let's count our candles. One, two, three, four, five, six. Can we get seven? Can we get seven? Please, let's see. Can we get seven? All right. So any pivot that had the let's do this real quick. This had that on it. So this was a no close level here, and they of course came under it. Okay, this was the no close. This is supposed to be the hard stop here. Are they going to turn around? All right, so we have our seven. So we have our seven. So they definitely can possibly keep moving down. But let's see what happens. One, two, three, four, five, six, and there's seven. So you would just measure the distance of the seven. Let's just do that real quick. Please keep an eye on the candles. All right, all in real time. I'm doing real time, people. I don't have to look left. I only gave you that because there's some people that want to look left. They just want to look left. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. If you want to look left, just apply the principle. That's all. And so it's nothing wrong with it. So it's no bad light on, hey, if you look left, you're not a good trader. Oh no, please, you can please look left. I suggest that you do so. Because if it's going to keep continuing in the direction that it was headed, there's a good chance that that principle is sitting right to that left, and there's a good chance that it will hit that area and go right back in the opposite direction. So you can look left. I just don't do that, but you can do that. You absolutely can. It's not necessary. You don't have to. I told you I never did any back testing. I only done forward testing in all my time. I promise you that. That's what I do. I look at real time and say, hey, I seen you do this quite a bit because it's all about behavior. That's what this diagram is all about. And because I took an interest, I literally have taken an interest in learning things that deal with people's mind and minds, in particular, my mind, not nobody else's. I'm worried about myself, and so I took a look at how I made choices in life and said, hey, why is this happening? Why do you know? And so as I've done that, because I'm a high school dropout, I want to make sure I tell you guys that. Maybe you didn't know that. I want to share that with you. That's just a little bit of information about myself. Try not to tell you much of anything else about myself because you don't care nothing about what I've lived and what I've dealt with in my lifetime. You don't care about that. Half the people here, well, actually more than half of the people here, only care about being able to be profitable, and they care nothing else about. And I'll prove it. I've trust me, I've done things on this channel just to show people, hey, look, this is how it works. I've had a surgery done some time ago, a couple months ago, or whatever. Came back from getting the surgery. Keep an eye on what's happening. The mid is falling beneath the low. Came back from the surgery and immediately shot a video on YouTube and told everyone in the video that I had just left the hospital from having surgery, came up here and shot a video to give to people. No one in the comments didn't even mention, "Hey, yeah, is you okay? Or you know?" So that's not what this is. The world is again. Remember, I told you you should wake up and try to care about a stranger, not someone that's giving you something or contributing to your life in any capacity, but just try to care about a stranger. No one said anything. Then I did, and here's the interesting thing: I did it one more time, but this time I actually had to go to the ER, and I'm actually still dealing with some of what's wrong there. But I had to go to the ER one night, well, one day, and I came back, and I told people, hey, I just got back from the ER, but here's some information, this, that, and the third. I had maybe one person, ask me, about what was going on there. Am I okay? One person out of 200 and something people. So that's why I say it's really interesting. If you pay attention, just pay attention to life. People do not care. They don't care. And you can give your best and they won't give their best or a fraction of what it is that they should want to do for you if you're helping them. And it's someone holding the door for you and you just walk through the door and actually smug them as if, they suppose that open the door, a sense of entitlement. And that's what YouTube has here. There's a lot of people online that just feel like somebody should just wake up and make sure that they're profitable and won't even say thank you. One, two, three, four, five. This is five, not seven. So, and this the COT, the center of the trend, the cost of the thought. Remember, there's primary and secondary values. So the thing that ranks the highest is the thing that you're going to go with. So right here is where that's being decided. On the way down, they pulled into it and then they said, yes, we value the decline more than going up. And so they dropped. Did they make the trend distance? Absolutely not. Let's see, can they get it off of the center of the trend, the cost of the thought? Let's see, can they get that done? I just want to just make emphasis on why it is that it's necessary that I go ahead and, of course, vacate this space. I've done it again. I've already done that, and that's why I took all of my. I mean, not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons why I took all of my stuff offline. Like this, this is not professional at all. And so, there's people now, this mid falling beneath that low is not of course an uptrend as of yet. Now, if you're looking for the long, let's say you're looking for the long, let's do this. The center of that trend for the long would be roughly right here because I mean they're on like five candles, so that's getting close to it. That's getting close to a trend up. So this would be the center, the cost of the thought. I can move it up just a tad. So we're gonna go right about. Let's go right about here for a trend because yeah, that'll make more sense. So if we're looking for the long, this is what it would be. So yeah, it took the company offline. It's again just got a lot of people online, man. They're just not professional. Professional just mean you go to work. That's all, and have politeness, or sense of civility towards others that contributes to your profession. That's all. Celebrating others that's in your profession. Go look up the word etiquette. Just look it up. It's really simple. And again, I'm a high school dropout. I just like to read stuff. Definitely the dictionary. I like to read that because then you get clarity. You don't just have to trust what people are saying or assume. I don't like assumptions. I think assumptions is a problem. So, uh, even hope is a feeling that what is wanted can be had, and to me, that's a devastating, yeah, devastating component of the mind, and it's something that we all do. We hope, Devastating component. It's attached to regret and in so many ways. And is partially to blame if you ask me, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and let's make sense here. I'm just trying to feed you guys some life information while I'm talking to you, because there may be some people that may be, of course, dealing with a couple things in life. I want to help you with that as well while talking to you about trading, because trading is just choices. That's all this is, and that's why the diagram. Have you ever noticed? I'm sure you have. You just probably didn't understand it. Have you ever noticed that the market would have like 3 or 4 peaks and then turn around and go the other way? This diagram should help you understand that thought, action, habit, and then character. And this is the interesting thing. If you get into late after you see your trend lines or your moving averages, you could end up overshooting destiny because it has already met the destination that it wants to go. And then it'll run against you and knock out all of your efforts. Okay, so I want you to kind of understand the market is just a place of decisions. That's all it is. It's just doing the same exact thing over and over and over again. That's all it's doing. All right, so can we get this mid? Yes, it's getting no, don't rotate back down before the bar close. Yeah, it still was there. So let's see if it'll push even further. Let's see if it won't come back past there. Let's see what they will do with it. Now, remember, this is the center of the chart. Okay, that's the problem. They kicked that. They kicked that, but we still got this back here. This is the center of the chart. I don't have the scale up here, so I just want you to keep that in mind. Remember that diagram that I showed you. This is the center of the chart. Now, for those that want to look at a 1 minute, I got a 1 minute over here. If you want to take a peek at it, I just didn't put it in screen. The 15 second is faster to give us a lot of setups, and I want to be able to read it to you. But if you want to know what it looked like, that's what it looks like. All right, so and oh, let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Now, on the 1 minute, let's do the same thing. This is a pivot here. When they broke the pivot, that's not there. Let's not count that as a pivot. Let's count this one. This one here. Let's count this one. When they broke that pivot, was that there? No. Let's do this again. When they broke this pivot, absolutely not. All right. So there's your decline. No majority. Majority is not there. Stay out the way and don't be up there. All right. It's really simple. Now, let's see what we can do. Okay, there we go. That is beneath there. So now we have a no close here. Okay, that's a no close level. This is a no close level. That's a hard stop. So what will it be? All right, so we gotta actually do this because it stopped here. And that's not 7 yet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's only 5. If they're going to try to make this distance, they will break that low. All right. Now, if they're not, let's do it from this side of the fence. So if you guys are trying to figure out, because I know one of you had mentioned to me about where do I take it from, it's kind of hard to gauge whether or not the take it from the trend or the center of the trend. If you're trying to get the center of the trend, this is what, and I did tell you that this is what can make it challenging because people would try to have preconceived analysis before the market is actually moving. And so then they come to the chart with this bias, if you will, this this myopic propensity to just look at the chart based on what it is that they plan to achieve without absolutely any regard for what's taking place on the chart itself. You cannot do that. Don't do that because remember, this is the mind of the market. Unless you have the ability to persuade the market to change, and it's not just persuasion, it's not some personality tactic. You got to have capital to move the market to get it to change its direction. And I don't think any of us have that capability that's viewing this information on YouTube. Somebody on YouTube somebody here watching this video do not that's operating to that degree financially is not going to listen to me. They have no reason to. They're the reason why it's moving. So who cares? But for us, me, you, and everybody else that's viewing this information, we don't have the influence to change the market's mind. And so don't come with your preconceived, notions about what it has to do and just think that that's going to unfold. Now I gave you some ideas of what I thought it would do, but again, it can come down here and go past here. It absolutely can. I don't want you to think that that's not possible. Oh, it is. I mean, it's possible based on whatever it is that the participants, although we participate, the participants, if they want it down here past that level, it absolutely can do that. Now, I do think that the market is posed. Now, I'll say this out loud. I do think the market is posed for a decline, but it's going to go higher. Now it don't have to decline right now. It don't. It can just keep going up. But I think it's right on the cuff of that. I do. I think there's a chance that we may see pullback come within the next, I would say, if they don't get it up today, you may see it start today, and they may pull back. So let's hope that they go ahead and get it up today. All right. So they haven't made this distance, but this is kind of one and the same right here. And all I'm doing is every time it pivots up, I'm just getting another measurement to get it down further. Like, hey, if it breaks this low, let's see if it'll go down further. Okay. That's all I'm doing. All right, now center of the chart. Remember, this is the center of the chart, and they're not getting above it. All right, now this is the potential. The potential. Now this is the potential. Matter of fact, it should be right here. That's the potential of the up. This is the potential of the up, but that's not exactly what's taking place. You keep seeing this mid. This is the no close here. You keep seeing that mid fall beneath that low. All right, you keep seeing that happen. It can go down. Don't mistakenly keep thinking that it's okay to buy this as it's dropping. Yeah, it was fun right here when they, did the no close, no close. But now they close beneath that. It's a chance they're going to absolutely run this reiteration, reiteration. Their reiteration is important. Remember, I told you that that's important. Yeah, reiteration is absolutely important. Let me see, can I get that diagram for you guys? Really important. I forgot to pull this out for you so you'll know what it is that I promote. All right. So remember this diagram. Okay, this is important. All right. This is all I'm showing you over and over and over again. The market is doing the same exact thing. It's not changing. We just want this mid of this run to fall below that low. For the upside, I showed you the upside before 9:30. We want the mid of this run up to be above this high. It's really important that that happens. Now, let me give you the other diagram. All right. So this is what I teach people, how to read markets like literature. Really important. You can take it in and read it if you want. It's totally up to you. But reiteration, people, is really important. So whenever you look at the chart, you want to see the market tell you the same exact thing because it's doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. All right. So reiteration is important. That's a function of learning how to read. All right. And again, I'm a high school dropout, but there's functions to reading. There is. There is. All right. So you want to see the chart, just do just that. Just keep telling me the same thing, and I will continue to listen. And don't ignore it because no one likes to be ignored. Remember, I told you that's not the way to go about definitely interacting with someone. That's not the way to do it. It's not. Time has value. Time has value. And there's three positions that shows its value when dealing with people. You got to be able to blame somebody. You got to give acknowledgement. So when you're ignoring the market, you're not acknowledging what it's telling you. You're not acknowledging it. And so what's going to happen? Impacted. So there has to be a transformation. There has to be some, you're not going to transform the market's direction. So your account has to be transformed. And so it needs, of course, to show you what it is that you need to see in order for it to keep going. I believe this is more reiteration. Look at the market like literature. Stop looking at this stuff for open highs, lows, and close. Remember, the alphabet got 26 letters and people speak over 7,000 words, but at the end of the day, it's just 26 letters. Wouldn't it make sense to try to just get a grasp on the actual message of what they're saying versus trying to pay attention to all the words? That's why I don't want to sit up here for hours on end explaining this stuff to you guys, and because I know it's not needed. If I could just tell you what the principle is, majority. Look for the majority in the chart. Look for reiteration. You should be able to pull up absolutely any chart because that's what being a chart is all about. You just need the chart. That's all. You just need the chart. Now, again, if you want the indicator suite, you can absolutely have it. It'll just plot you some signals all over it, trying to get because it does account for some other things that it does. It do. There's some other things that it does. And it will give you just some more signals, places you can hide your stop while it's moving. Just places you can hide your stop. All right, that's all. Real time though, I don't know of anyone online that's giving you real time information. So let's see if they'll trigger this. They just broke a low, so you know how that go. Unless they can get reiteration. Remember, consecutive closes beneath lows. Reiteration. Okay, that's important. See this low right here? That's one. That's two. Reiteration. Let's go again. Right here. That's one. That's two. Well, two. That's two. Oh no, that one went up higher. I'm sorry. That one went above that bar's high. So that's one. This is one. That's two pulled up and now they're lower. So you want to make sure that Reiteration is there. Reiteration needs to be there. This bar did not close above this high. There's a good chance they can come back this way. There's some follow through there, but it wasn't majority above the bar's high. So don't be surprised that they run that stop. Do not be surprised, people. Don't be surprised. All right. So just want to let you know, yeah, the green bar here had some follow through. Even got the mid above the high, and they ran that. So why would you think that anything that doesn't have majority is a high probability trade? I would never understand. If it doesn't have the principle of majority, and you take that trade, I just want you to know what that means. That's all. If you take that trade and it doesn't have the principle of majority, okay, see, this majority right here, and he went right under it. Not good. That's not good. That is not something you need to be, seeing happen to your trades. You don't. They moved to the back of it, they didn't break it. But remember, the majority came in on this move here. They didn't break that. That's this low. They didn't break that. Majority is here. Let's see what else they got to offer. Majority didn't happen here. So let's see what they do. They may just want to go back up. Let's see. Let's see if that can happen. Let's go examine just a little bit of what's going on here. Yeah, see, this the no close level right here. All right, let me do that. Put that here because remember that deals with the that run being above. Oh, let me get the horizontal line. You can hit the like button if you like. I hope this is of course advantageous and is benefiting you. Remember that's the no close level. That's the no close level. It's everything that we're doing with the bars. You can hit the like button if you like. I'm trying to help you if you would like the help and help others because it's not about me. It's about other people. Help someone else, someone that you don't know. I already know the truth of life. People do not care in any capacity about you unless you can give something to them, and that's just the nature of humanity. And so I'm fine if you don't want to help me, but if you want to help someone else, if you want to help someone else, I encourage you to do just that. I'm trying to always get you guys in on action. I want you somewhere in this, okay? So you can get habit, character, and possibly hit your destination and boom, then get out. I don't want you to do the 3 bar thing with the gap, the fair value gap. I know everybody chasing that mess. And that's just what I think about. It's not sensible. It's not to say it doesn't win. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. And so if you want to do that, but you need to mitigate risk if you're going to be a trader. Why risk more? You're risking less. These are scenarios that's well actually that's that gap stuff, I think. Yep, that would have been a little gap right there. You can risk less and lose. And so why risk more and lose? I just don't think that's the way to do that. So I don't want no gap. I don't want you doing that. I want you in the trade long before that show up because that's something that's important. Follow the majority. Please follow the majority. So I want you in on your trade right in here. I really want you in on that trade right there. Really important that that happens. Okay, so we got 950. Again, I'm making this video just a bit longer because I really want you guys to use this information as a library. I want you to take everything that I've told you online here for the last past 8 months, and I want you to utilize it, get your trading to work. Whether you hit the like button or not, that's totally up to you. That's a character flaw. If you ask me, you might want to work on that. I care about people and will forever care about people because I have to answer to someone greater than myself. So doesn't matter whether or not you want to care about me or even care about others. You have to live your life and again, you have to give it an assessment as to what that would mean when it's all said and done. All right. And if that doesn't bother you at the end of the day, it's interesting. That's all I'll say. That's interesting. So you might want to care about someone. Do that makes us, right? No, it doesn't make us right, but it's just a good place to start to make the world a better place. That's all. It just makes the world a better place. That's all it does. It doesn't make us right in any fashion. It just makes the world a better place. And if we want to put, our loved ones at risk of being around a bunch of people that don't care about others, I don't want that. So I'm trying to anyone that I can interact with, I'm trying to do the best that I can to get them to be what they would want to see in the world. So that way, we can assure that our loved ones that's out in public and around others that they don't run into what we don't want them to run into, and that's someone that's very of course harmful to others that don't care about others. That's where you're getting all the things that's going wrong in society, you know All the things that's wrong with society is coming from that place of not caring about a stranger. And so we harm strangers. We do, malicious and just all kinds of wrong things to each other because we don't foster that kind of interaction of caring about a stranger. It's really important to do that. Imagine what the world would be if anyone would wake up and just start implementing that and demanding it from their social circles. Hey, look, if we're going to be around each other, let's make sure we care about one another and care about others who we don't even know. Let's do that, and then hopefully it'll reach far enough. I doubt it ever show up in time. Realistically, I doubt it ever show up in time. But it would be nice if the world actually worked that way. One, two, three, four, five, six, and there's seven. So let's see what we got. Let's do that whole trend thing again. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So I know I'm telling you guys a bunch of information you probably don't even care to hear me talk about, but I'm just trying to feel the moment. Don't want it to be dead silence here, and so I'm trying to give you some information that I believe, it's needed. Some of you need to hear this because remember, it's all about blame too. All right, so some of you are to blame as to why you know, YouTube is YouTube, where you got a bunch of people up here that don't care about others. Because if you're perpetuating that behavior, if you're contributing to that kind of behavior, you're partially to blame why YouTube is the way it is. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're up here and you won't take time to like material that actually helps you, you're part of the YouTube space and you're part of the experience of why other people, exude the same behavior. You're part of that problem because it's all about learned behavior. And so and if you don't believe me, and this is something I will say, just go back through my channel and you'll see that Dimitri, one of the followers here, subscribers here, remarkable fellow, him and Payment. I remember they were the first two. Payment was the first, and then Dimitri came on board. And when Dimitri started contributing and commenting, because he did that right away, I didn't ask him to. He just started sharing his information. I only know one person on this channel. Everybody else have come to the channel. I don't know you guys. I only know you by interacting here, but I don't know you. So this is not friends and family that's joined the channel. None of these people that's subscribers here. I only know one person. One person. I purposely did it that way. All right. So, but Dimitri came on board, Payment came on board, and start commenting, sharing their experience, and it started to, I'm sure, impact those that was viewing the content to see that other people was making their private thoughts public, and so it probably contributed to them saying, "Hey, let me tell people what I think about it." It's just unfortunate that it only ended up being like seven people. That's all. It's really unfortunate, but that's why I say if you're that type of person that's watching the material right now and you do not want to hit the like button, you don't want to share, with others, your journey with the material that I'm disclosing, you're part of the problem when it comes to YouTube not being a safe place to learn or presenting information that's actually actionable information to trade from. You're part of the problem. I want to say that to you. You are. So if you don't hit the like button, if you don't comment, you are definitely part of the YouTube problem space why people can get up here and just give you a bunch of watered down crap that will never get your trading to work and is this overindulgence of people that want to watch it. I don't think that makes sense because then it makes it hard for the people to get the results that they need to get. The mid is falling beneath that low. The mid fell beneath that low. Hope you guys are watching this. Now, it kind of got above the high here, but it's failing. Reiteration, that failed. Reiteration, that failed. Reiteration, that failed. So it's up here. Definitely, that's a problem. That's a problem. All right. So now we're going back through this low. Remember, this is the no close level back here. No close level. No close level. Really important. Really important. Yeah, here we go. So that trend failure, it didn't work. And that's something also that you may want to take notice of. Whenever you get trend failures, that was a thought. That was a thought that was meant to take action and become a habit and be defined and reach where it's supposed to go. What happens when you don't remember? Hope is a feeling that what is wanted can be had. So if you had a thought, hopefully to get it, to take shape, what happens when that don't work? You become disappointed, frustrated. Oftentimes, you there's a reaction there. That's all. And so expect a reaction in an area, that kind of puts that in front of you. So if you had a trend here and they went past that trend, If they come back there, just be a little cautious. That's all. Just be a little cautious because there's a chance that that reaction is still there. That what they wanted to happen for themselves, isn't a part of the plan. And so remember, primary and secondary values. Let me say this here. Let me put this here. Remember, this is this center of the trend, cost of the thought. This is where something is ranked higher than the other. Remember, you have primary and secondary. The primary value, the thing that you value the most, is ranked very high. So this is where you can probably pull up some kind of value profile or whatever. You probably see there's a lot of volume right in this area, and it's based on this model. So I don't know if you ever looked at the chart. I have a minute to tell you about that, and ever see the market wave like two or three, well, 3 or 4 times, then all of a sudden it turns. It's this. It's this thought, action, habit, character, destiny. At some point, you get to what it is that you want to achieve for yourself, and then it begins to work in the opposite direction. And there's a refocusing or rebalancing or revisiting, if you will, of whether it's not is even worth continuing. Kind of what I did with the channel. Let me see if I want to even continue this. And I've come to conclude that no, there's no reason to keep uploading content. All right. So that is, I'm sure that's about an hour. I'm pretty certain that's about an hour. We kind of started that over, where was we at when I started this? I should have been paying attention to that part. It was over here somewhere, like 8:30 something. Eight. It was like, I want to say about 8:30. I don't know. It was almost 8:40, so it was like 8:40. So yes, so it's 10 o'clock. So I actually went outside of the hour. I hope that you guys have found the information informative. Again, let me put these diagrams in front of you because I will not be back up here. I won't. This is the end of it all. So until May, you're more than welcome to take advantage of the indicator suite. If you're a NinjaTrader 8 user, you can have the indicators for $100. Well, one indicator and have the rest of them for free if you want it. It's totally up to you. Just want to give you some more signals, something else to help walk it down the board for you. And it's indicative of the no touch. It's the same thing, respectfully, when it goes to the code. Me coding, I code what is here, what the market is telling you. What is the principle? What is it? And it's again 1 bar setups. You can get into the market based on one bar setups if you know which bar will make the most sense to take. That's all. Will this bar make more sense to take than the other one? That's all. And so I try to code based on stuff like that. And so it's dynamic. You have 1 bar plot, 2 bar plot, 3 bar plot to try to help you stay in the trade. So there's several templates. And if you want to know what they look like, you can go back to the other video and take a look. But this is what we've been going over this morning. This is what we've been going over this morning. Let me give you this other diagram. This is how you read the market. Reiteration is important. Okay. The trend is the intention, the direction itself. Very important that you understand this. And the market is just information. I know we have reference points, open, high, low, and close, but it's just information. So learn to read it like literature. Please learn to read it like literature. You will be surprised. Remember, we're talking about difference too. Difference is important. That deals with majority. You want to get into that. Really simple stuff. The effects of listening to the market is your trend distance. From the title to the last remarks, the author will always make you aware what the book was all about. And so you don't want to pick up any kind of chart. I don't care what chart it is. You can trade whatever you want. If you do not pick up that chart and understand what the market is telling you, I can assure you you're going to run into a problem. It's telling you something. You just need to be aware of what it is that it's saying. And it's saying the same thing over and over and over again. All right. So I wish you all the best with your trading. As I said before, if they didn't get up today, we could end up seeing a further decline. I hope that's not the case. I mean, we still got some time left on the clock, and or maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow they'll come up and just, I don't know. Well, this afternoon, whatever. Maybe they'll just turn it around and just go even higher. I do believe we're supposed to get to, for all you swing traders, I'm talking to you. I said it back in May. You can go back and check the video in the Trade Like a Professional long-term positions. That's the first place I said it. Now, there's in other videos. I can't just remember whichever ones they are, but I said it in that video purposely. You can go back and take a look. I said we should be able to get to 18.5, 19.5. So somewhere in there. So I believe we can end up higher. I do. It's just I know that they're in a position right now that's very sensitive, and they can end up coming down off of the high, maybe just for a couple of days, then they could possibly turn it back around and go up even higher. But reading the hard right edge is important. Mid fall beneath that low, hard stop here, it can go down even further. Mid falling beneath that low, it can go down even further. Okay, now this is them, of course, running against this individual. Let's see, can it go down even further? And I want to make sure that I did express enough reading in real time. 'Cause I know I was talking to you about various different things. I think again, really needed to be heard. There's some things that you guys need to hear that's not online. No one is talking about some of this stuff, and it needs to be said. That's all. It needs to be said. Yep, the mid is falling beneath that low. Okay. Hard stop, well, yeah, right here, no touch. I mean, no close. Hard stop here, no touch, and hard stop. You had no close here, but they closed above it, but that was the hard stop here. All right. Now, again, if you just listen to the market, that's the best that I can say it to you. If you just listen to the market, you'll be absolutely amazed at what it is that you can achieve on a day-to-day basis. And I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.